morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's session on what property seekers are looking during COVID-19. I hope everyone's healthy and safe. My name is Kuga, your trainer today. There's a chat box where you can prompt any questions or any comments if you may have. I'll be answering them, your questions in between trainings, or we'll look at it in the end of the session. Okay. This session is going to take about 20 minutes or lesser because it's more to a very data insight, very data driven. I'll be sharing with you how are the consumers pattern or consumers traffic during this pandemic moment, right? So our agenda today is to know what people are looking, to focus on your listing, to show that real estate transaction remains active and understand market supply gap. Following the circuit breaker implemented due to COVID-19 pandemic, people have strongly urged to remain in our homes to curb to further outbreaks. Since then, real estate agents have been experiencing a sharp decline in inquiring calls, requests of property viewing, whether purchase or rent. You might have questioned in that, is it the time of posting your listing? What should I know? I still want to do an online advertising. What property seekers are looking? Where to focus and how to view on my PG. So today I'm going to share insight gathered from last month until May, or some of them would be slightly end of the May. So you get the newest and the most relevant information. So the first agenda today is to know what people are looking. So as you know, okay, this is based from our PropertyGuru management news. Property seekers are still keen in properties. As you can see, there's a very high growth of 40% compared to April and May. It's important to understand that this pandemic will leave behind a long-lasting consumer behavior changes that impact the real estate ecosystem. So once more, consumers are experiencing the benefits of buying and selling a home through digital marketplace. PropTech portal will become a new go-to channel within the real estate industry. With that, we expect to see an increased adoption as we continue to introduce new features to enhance the user experience to our platform. So, as what we can tell, right, the impression has actually increased by 40%, meaning it is a really good growth for the real estate market. It definitely has slowed down in the month of April, but now we are, I would say in the layman's term, right, we are actually back in the game. So it's a good news for you. The next data that I want to show is the web traffic audience. So we have about new visitor of 70% and returning visitor of 30%. So this data is from January to May. So based on the web traffic report from the recent 5 months, property seekers are still actively engaging in our portal, with average time visitors about 3.4 million users per month, January to May, right? Split between returning and new visitors. So the chart, as we continue to help seekers to find our own dream home, our platform attract more new visitors to website, which translate you getting more leads as a portal agent. So when I say new visitors, right? So whenever we get new visitors, it means that potentially we might get new leads. So returning visitor also means that they are coming back to us because they are one thing, they're very serious, and second thing, maybe they already have a house but they are looking for investment, or they are looking for more homes to look at. So either way, it's a win-win situation. So regardless whether it's a returning visitor or new visitor, we have to focus that the web traffic is heavy. So this is what we are looking at. And the next thing, when you could ask me, okay, Kuga, so I want to know between the private properties and the HDB apartments, right? So who's on the lead? So with our data, which we extracted from January to May, HDB has won slightly more, not a very vast difference, slightly more compared to private property. So the search and view of the HDB and apartment, as you can see, almost about 50-50, but I think about 13%, is it? Yeah, 43 to 53, yeah, about few percents more. So according to the searches made the property seeker over the past 5 months, relatively split between the two segments. So now I want to narrow down further and show you when we spoke about HDB, are they looking to sell or are they looking to rent? So earlier on, when I spoke about private and HDB, right? So we have an overview. Okay, looks like HDB is slightly more, and then we have private properties. But hey, as a agent myself, so I want to know in HDB, right? So this consumer or property seeker looking to buy or rent? So from our data extracted from January to May, we have about 81.17% of consumers who are looking to buy, right? So it's almost 82%, and about 19% or 18% that are looking to rent the property. So now you can strongly say that, okay, looks like my listing should be focusing on selling more, or you want to say that looks like HDB is more, I'm going to focus only on HDB. So something that you have to come up with your own findings, or you think that this is good for you. And then when we speak about private properties, right? So the rent is about almost 45%, and the sale is about 55%, right? So it is almost, I would say, 50-50, right? So it's not a much vast difference. Okay? So when it comes to private property, we have an almost equal number that looking to sell and to buy, right? To buy and to rent, sorry. So this is the data for the private property. Earlier on was for the HDB. So as the findings, what you can tell, right? So the number of impressions has increased definitely by 40%. So that means business has picked up, real estate is back to game, and then we can clearly say that all of these are going to be back to normal. And then we have new visitors account for 70% of total visit, and property seekers are looking to buy HDB and private property more compared to renting. Our next agenda would be where to focus your listing. So now you have all this data, right? Like for instance, that okay, looks like people like to buy HDB more, and looks like private property also they would like to buy more. So where should I be focusing my listing? Because I've been looking at this particular district, but then my opportunities are so low, my leads are so low. So what is it, Google? What should I do? So this is the data that I've extracted on 3rd of June. The top 25 district searches in the past 30 days. So as you can see, right, D15, D10, D19, D09, all these districts are very much in demand. So that means a lot of searches or impressions is happening in the particular district. And the lowest will be River Valley and things like that. Okay? And then where to focus your listing. So this is the data that I took about from 30th April to 27 May. So the previous slide would be slightly newer within 1 or 2 weeks, right? So as you can see, again, D19 is the highest, and then followed by D09 and so on, and then we have D01 to D08. So this is like a compile of it. The earlier one slightly breakdown. So this is the compiled version. So now you can slightly know that these are the areas or the district that consumers are looking at. So the next question you ask, okay, fine. So I know HDB, they're looking to buy more. And then we have these districts which is high in demand. So how or where should I post my listing, right? What time should I post my listing? So this data shows that on Sunday we have higher number of views, right? So we look at the volume search by property seekers during the different days of the week. In terms of days of the week, it seems that weekends are the clear winner, with Sunday just edging above Saturday by a little. So the weekdays are overall relatively balanced search volume, with Tuesday being the day of the lowest number. But in the weekend, looks like it's a very high number. So now you can actually come up with your own findings, saying that, okay, so what I'm going to do is probably I'm going to post a listing on Friday night or Saturday morning, so that I'll be on the first few searches, first few pages and things like that. So something that you can actually look at, right? So again, so you know the day, so Sunday, the timing. So you want to know what time are they active? Is it early in the morning, or is it lunchtime, or is it in the evening? So according to our data, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. is the peak. So we saw property seeker getting very active in the afternoon, and they peaked at 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. So start around lunch, they already are active, and then it's the peak at night. So you want to consider this as well. And next thing is your weekly top viewed condo. So I extracted this as of 2nd June. So our weekly top condo, the first place taken by Tanglin District, which is 38 Javiers, and followed by Gem Residence, Park Rosewood, Queen's Peak, and so on. So we have another session next week. So hopefully I able to refresh this data and provide you a new data next week as well. So this is the data for this week. And weekly top viewed HDB would be Pinnacle, Dawson Road, Punggol Walk, and so on. So this is the weekly top viewed HDB. Okay, so now you know which area, which district, and then you know what time, what day, and then what can you do with your active listing or in the future listing, right? You may want to boost as well, so that you will appear above of your, so you can increase and increase the exposure of your listing. So your listing will be ranked above regular listing in all relevant searches, which increases your chance of being seen in the property seeker intent. So I'm just suggesting that in the event you have been doing this and things, so now you know the time, you know the date for this particular month, looks like this is what they're active at, you might want to consider to boost and increase your listing. Okay, it's simple. You just need to use your ad credit. You just need to log into your agent and look at your active listing, click on boost your listing, and then you turn your listing, right? You can auto boost and so on, but it's very, very easy steps. So this next slide, I think is the second last slide. So like I say, real estate transaction remains active, right? So we want to tell agents that even the market is wait and see situation for some property seekers, but there are some part of real estate market is going well, and this is your opportunity for agents to have a look and get some ideas. So this source is from our PropertyGuru News Management. You're able to see that and look at that. And then you can see Singapore luxury home segment define the odds of the current market uncertainties, with the sale of non-landed luxury homes surging 72% year on year to 965 units in the first quarter of 2020. This was our Orange Tea and Thai report. So basically what they're telling is, right, even though during the pandemic and things, there's a really high number of transactions transacted. So it shows that even consumers, some part of the consumers have slowed down, but it's real estate industry is such a amazing industry, right? It can never go wrong kind of thing, right? So those days when my parents, the only investment we know is property. So property is something that the value will never go down. The price will never go down and things like that. So this is it's one, I would say, one industry that we shouldn't be worrying much about. There are of course ups and downs, but I personally would say that you wouldn't see a very, very much impact on this. And then this is the second article that you can look at, and it shows that private resident transaction continued to push on during circuit breaker. So as you can see, right, a quick corner real estate caveat across sectors from 7 April to 30th April showed that properties being transacted with private residential sector leading the volume 286 kVA. So it shows that people are still buying, people are still looking. Don't worry, we are going strong. So real estate is a necessity that holds perennial value regardless of the economic situation. The value of property, even if the market is slow, properties always have long-term investment value to own or to invest, right? So that's their preferred choice. And the last agenda we are talking about is understanding your market supply gap. So I realized that many agents, they actually kind of forget that they have a market supply gap, right? So what is market supply gap? Market supply gap is a feature made available to PG agents through our AgentNet, aims to provide insight on market opportunities. With the search volume of property seekers on our platform, known as demand, we match it against the quantity of listing that matches the demand, which is known as supply. So when there is a higher demand, lower supply, market supply gap identifies as an opportunity. So agents can use this information to optimize their advertising investment and effort. So in AgentNet, you just click inside and then you're able to see it goes by district. So you choose the particular district you're interested at and it will show the demand. Is it high demand or low demand and your supply. So if you see like a very high demand and the supply is very low, this is your opportunity that you want to look at. Okay. As a summary, like I said, it's a very short webinar. Sorry. So as a summary, so what we know from our data is that the recent 3 months, property seekers are actively engaging, especially during the March to May, right? These 2 months, or April, May, 3 months, right? It's a very crucial month for us. So we have about 3.4 million users, and including 70% new visitors. And consumers' search behavior shows interest in buying. Property seekers are more active on weekend, and then they're starting to get active in the afternoon and they peak about 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then you can use your your market supply gap to get insight on the market opportunities. Okay, you want to focus there. The last 3 slides that I want to show you is our COVID-19 relief initiative for agent partners. I'm sure most of you already know about this initiative. If you don't, please do chat with our customer service, or you can even chat with our amazing account managers. They're able to guide you and see what are you, eligible, or if you have friends or family members who are real estate agent are looking to purchase to PropertyGuru, it's a good time. It values until 30th of June for 50% price reduction and so on. And on a weekly basis, every Wednesday, our amazing marketers, they come up with fresh contents on agent news. They are very short but very impactful, very nice. So please go and have a look, have a run through, and then you're able to have some more insights on what's happening in the market or what can you do and so on, things like that. And finally, we are coming up with webinars. Some of the webinars are already passed, so we already uploaded in our YouTube Academy. So please go to YouTube and Google, and find for PropertyGuru Academy and able to see some of the videos that are already posted. So if you have any questions, do reach out. We are really humble, and we would be happy if we're able to help you in any ways. I hope this data that I've shared is quite insightful for you. Do reach out if you think that we could improve in any way. We would be happy for this kind of comments or insights and understanding, right? So otherwise, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day and stay safe. Thank you.